I'm Sarah, and this will be an intermediate level class, focusing a lot on keeping a neutral spine. So that's keeping our spine in a straight position, or the position it would be if we were standing up. So we're going to be avoiding rounding the back, but instead staying in that neutral spine throughout. So we'll start standing up, feet right underneath the hip joints, and let's just shrug the shoulders up as you inhale. Exhale, gently lower the shoulders down, getting a little taller. Inhale, lift your shoulders up. Exhale, slide the shoulder blades down your back. 2 more, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, draw your navel to your spine, get taller. 1 more, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Take your arms out to the sides, reaching wide through the arms, and twist the arms in opposite directions. So I'm turning one palm up, one palm down, and going a little further, and then twist, wringing out your arms like you're wringing out a towel. You're welcome to look toward the open palm, the palm that's up, adding a little bit of rib cage and shoulder rotation as well. Rotating the wrists, forearms, upper arms, shoulders, and again, maybe that rib cage. 2 more each way, reaching wide through the arms, creating some expanse in your body. And back to center. Let's let the arms fall. We'll reach your arms forward and up. Big circle back behind you and down. Adding breath. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. 1 more, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. And let's just take your hands to your hips. Again, keeping that neutral spine, we're now going to fold at the hips and knees. Squatting. Inhale. And stand up, exhale. So just moving at your hip and knee joints and standing up, bringing your weight back into your heels as you squat, forward toward the toes as you stand. So a little weight shifting. And we're going to add some arm movement. We'll reach your arms forward as you sit back and a little back as you stand up. So taking those arms forward, maybe overhead, and then take the arms back behind you. Just getting some movement through the shoulders here as we move at the hips and knees. Again, focusing on that neutral or flat back. 2 more like this. And we'll add to this. Squat down, inhale. And as you stand up, lift 1 leg, single leg balance. Squat down to 2 legs. Stand up on 1 leg. Inhale, sit. Exhale, stand. How quickly can you find your balance? Inhale, sit. Exhale, stand. Still getting that full range of motion in the shoulders. Draw your navel to your spine as you exhale. That's going to help you to balance. Sitting low, and then push the floor away from you. 1 more each leg. Push the floor away from you. Push the floor away from you. Let's squat to 2 legs and hold. We're going to take both arms back behind you. Palms facing down, lift those arms up, and pulse the arms higher. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, little circles. 10, 9, 8, 7, squeezing the shoulder blades, open the chest, reverse. 10, 9, 8, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stand up. Let's step the feet wide. Let the arms hang, and we're going to take a twist. Letting your arms swing and sway. Maybe turning the head to look behind you. If that makes you dizzy at all, you can keep your eyes and head forward and rotate the shoulders and ribs around. 1 more each side. Back to center. So we're going to keep the feet this width. Toes and knees are pointing forward. Hands to your hips are here, and we're going to just tip from 1 leg to the other. So like you've got a stick between your ankles. So your feet are staying that same distance apart. Lift through your abdominals, collarbones wide, and see if you can find a little suspension, a little brief moment of balance. Stiffening the hip joints, firming up the abdominal wall, pulling your abdominals into your spine, just for that stability, just for that support. And we're gonna find our balance on one side and hold it. You're welcome to hold on to something. We're gonna take little circles of the free leg. Stabilize your pelvis so we're still tilted over a little bit. Reverse. Elongate your spine on this angle. Lift your leg up to the side and we'll do little pulses up here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and shift to the other side. Find your balance. Little circles. Again, you're welcome to hold on to something for support. Stabilize your pelvis. Reverse. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Just keep the breath flowing, keep it moving. And lift your leg to the side, pulse up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna go back to that tick-tock side to side. So again, keeping that same distance between your feet, maybe finding your brief little balance. And we should feel some heat, some warmth, or maybe some fire in the hips. That's those side hip muscles working. We're gonna keep going from side to side, but let's externally rotate our legs. So we're turning our toes out, turning our knees out. A little bit different sensation with this. And now let's turn in, kind of a wide pigeon-toed stance. Just noticing how this feels in your body, in your hips, in your spine. Trying to aim your kneecaps in at one another. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and step down. Let's walk the feet a little closer together and roll your shoulders back a few times. Slow it down. Exaggerate this shoulder movement. One more. Moving the collarbones and shoulder blades, reverse it. Back and up, forward and down. How big can you make this movement? One more. Lubricating the shoulder blades against your rib cage and relax the shoulders down. All right, we're gonna take our feet back into that wide stance. We'll turn the toes out, so we're externally rotating at the hips and knees here, and we'll stack our lower arms. Again, we're gonna maintain our neutral spine as we fold at the hips and knees here, squatting down and standing up. So from the side, it looks like this. Inhale, sit, exhale, stand. So I'm not rounding my back, but instead keeping that neutral or straight back. Sending the pelvis backward in order to counterbalance the weight of my head. Keep going like this. Inhale to squat, exhale to stand. Lifting through the inner thighs, pelvic floor and abdominals as you stand up, getting taller. Relax those shoulders. 3, 2. Let's hold it low here. Open through the chest. Reach your arms out to the sides now, and we'll pulse the arms up for 10, 9, 8, 5, 4. Little circles. 10. Squeezing the shoulder blades together behind your back. Reverse. Maybe sit a little deeper. Open the sits bones, open the chest, and we'll take your arms down. Stand tall. Heel toe the feet back in. All right, let's take a little balance challenge. We're gonna stand with one foot directly in front of the other, heel to toe. You're welcome to hold on to something for support here. Equal weight on both feet. Squeeze your thighs together. Draw your navel to your spine, broaden your collarbones. So just focusing on posture. And if you'd like a little more challenge, you can turn your head and look around the room. The more we move our eyes, the more challenging this is for our balance. You could imagine that you're watching a fly zoom around the room. And Another option, if you want to challenge your balance, is to keep your head in center, but close the eyes. Or maybe just close one eye. So all different options here. We're going to balance for about 15 seconds more, either moving the head and looking around or trying to close one or both eyes. Okay, switch legs. Other foot in front, standing heel to toe. Equal weight on both feet. Squeeze your thighs together, lifting through the pelvic floor and abdominals. All of that is for stability and support. Collarbones should be wide. That's for our posture. And make sure you're not in your forward head, but instead pull the head slightly back. So there's this sense of elongation in the back of your neck. Almost like the crown of your head, which is slightly back from the top of your head, is being pulled up. Making sure to keep equal weight between your feet. And again, you're welcome to challenge your balance in any of the ways I mentioned earlier. Take some deep, full breaths, expanding your ribs. Stretching the little intercostal muscles between your ribs as you breathe. Getting movement in the diaphragm, maybe in the belly. Definitely in the back of the rib cage and the sides of the rib cage. Last 10 seconds to balance here. And we'll release that balance. So we're going to be going down to the floor and up again. So I like to have a little bit of space in front of me. Again, we're going to see if we can maintain our neutral spine. Feet can be hip width or wider. So we're going to fold at the hips and knees, squatting down as low as you can. Bring your hands down to the floor and walk out on your hands, coming to what I call quadruped, which is just hands and knees. From there, you'll reverse, lift your knees up, walk your hands toward your feet. See if you can keep that flat back, coming through a squat and standing up. And again, just moving and breathing at your own pace. If you'd like a little more challenge as we come down, you can just hover your knees above the floor rather than setting them down. And then again, lifting the knees, lifting the hips, walking back. Come through that squat-like position and stand. You can always take the feet wider to give yourself a little more space in the hips. Might allow you to go a little lower. Let's do 2 more. Again, make sure you're not holding your breath. You want to keep breathing at whatever pace that is for you. And when you've finished with your last one, we're going to come down to the floor, down to hands and knees, or that quadruped position. Okay, so coming down to the floor, I'm using a knee pad. You can use whatever you've got. All right, so hands and knees, or what I call quadruped, wrists under shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Spread your fingers wide. That's going to help protect your wrists and lengthen your spine. So again, we're finding that neutral. Shoulders away from the neck and ears. And we're going to extend your left leg straight back behind you. So left leg back. Square the hips down, lift your abdominals, and then simply reach your right arm forward. Palm toward midline, so your thumb is pointing up. And we're just going to hold here for 3 slow breaths. Breathing in, lengthening the spine, and breathing out, lifting your abdominals to your spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift your abdominals. Lift up out of the left shoulder. 1 more inhale. Exhale, lower your hand and knee down, keeping the spine stable. Take an inhale. Exhale, reach the right leg back. Straighten that knee all the way, and then square your hips down. Lift your abdominals up, and reach the left arm forward. Make sure your head is in line with your spine. lifting through the back of your neck. Inhale to lengthen from head to toes. Exhale, lift your abdominals, lift up out of the right shoulder. One more full breath. Breathe out, lift your belly button, supporting the weight of the spine with your abs. One more inhale. Exhale, lower your arm and leg down. We're gonna go a little quicker now. Inhale, reach right arm, left leg out. Exhale, lower. Other side. Inhale, reach your left arm and your right leg. Exhale, lower. Keeping your spine stable as you move your arms and legs. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. Stabilize your pelvis. Almost like if you had a bowl of water sitting on the back of your pelvis, could you keep it from spilling? Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. One more each side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sneak the hand and knee down. Last one. Lower down. And we're gonna come down to our forearms. Give the wrists a little break. You can relax your head down as well. Extend the right leg back behind you. Again, square the hips down, lift your abs up, and we'll simply lower and lift this leg here. Tap your toes to the floor and lift your leg up. Stabilize your lower back. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Perhaps bring your leg a little closer to midline, toward that imaginary center line of the body, just to engage your inner thighs a little bit more, or really your right inner thigh. Hold this leg up now and take big, slow circles of your leg. Stabilize your pelvis. Can you move your leg without moving your pelvis? Reverse. Crossing midline as part of that circle. Last one. All right, you're gonna step the right toes down to the floor behind you. And then we're just gonna do a little rock here, forward and back, stretching your calf as you shift back. Kind of rolling through the foot. Two more. And take your shoulders directly over your elbows. Walk your elbows just a little bit closer together. You can do whatever you like with your hands. So we're gonna keep this right foot behind you and then step your left foot back to meet it. Lower your pelvis in line with your shoulders. So we're in a forearm plank here. And we're gonna stay and breathe for 15, 14, 13, 12. Keep breathing, thinking happy, floating thoughts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.5, 1, and lower down. Come back to both knees and sit back toward your feet. Take a child's pose, stretch, or any other stretch that feels good to you. Take some deep breaths into your back, into your shoulders. All right, let's come back to hands and knees. So before we do that on the other side, we're gonna come up onto the hands. Again, spread your fingers wide, and let's just move the spine a little bit here. Inhale, lift your head, lift your tailbone, look forward. Exhale, round your back, tuck your head, tuck your tail, push down through the hands and knees. Inhale, lengthen and extend, broaden your collarbones, widen your sits bones. Exhale, round the back, tuck your head, squeeze your belly button up to your spine, pushing down. Inhale, lengthen and extend. Exhale, round. Hug your abdominals into your spine with that exhale. One more time, inhale, lengthen and extend. Exhale, round your back. Keep that squeeze in your abdominals. And come to your flat back, your neutral spine. Lift the back of your neck in line with the spine. Now tuck your toes under your feet. Hover your knees just 2 inches from the floor. We're gonna hold here for 10. Breathing, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees, untuck your toes, and now come down to your forearms again. We're gonna do our second leg here. Extend the left leg behind you. Square your hips down, so just making sure that hip isn't way up. And we'll simply lower and lift this leg. Tap your toes to the floor and lift up. Inhale, tap, exhale, lift. You can relax your head down to give your neck a little break. Keep lifting your abdominals. Stabilize your pelvis and lower back. Maybe move your leg a little closer to midline to activate your inner thigh. Lift and hold. Let's take big, slow circles of this leg. Stabilize your pelvis. Crossing midline is part of that circle. Deep breaths. Reverse the leg. Big, slow circles. Stabilize your pelvis. Step the left toes back to the floor behind you, and we'll do that little rock forward and back, stretching into your calf, and then rocking forward into the toes, back toward the heel, forward toward the toes, rolling through the foot. 3, 2, 1. Take your shoulders over the elbows and maybe walk the elbows in a little bit. We'll step your right foot back to meet your left and bring your pelvis in line with the shoulders. Lift the back of your neck. Hold and breathe. Here another 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Widen the space between your shoulder blades. Lift your abs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees down. Sit back toward your feet. Find that child's pose stretch. Relax your forehead, your shoulders. Breathe into your back. One more deep breath here. All right, so we're gonna come off the knees. We're gonna come to sit, sitting on the floor or sitting on the mat. And we're gonna take a hamstring stretch. Let's extend one leg out in front of you. And we'll take the other foot up toward your inner thigh. Flex the foot of the extended leg. Sit up tall, grabbing onto your shin or your leg, and maybe walk down, folding forward. Wherever you can hold on to is fine. Take some deep breaths here. If you can keep the back somewhat straight, all the better. That's going to intensify the stretch in your hamstring. Slow your breath down. Taking longer inhales and longer exhales. One more deep breath. Walk yourself back up to sitting. We'll switch out the legs. Something similar here. Flex your foot, sit very tall. Collarbones wide, and then hinge forward from the hip joint. Tilting forward, you can walk your hands wherever you're able to hold. Again, lengthen or flatten your back here. Opening the chest. Deep, slow breaths. Mentally sending your breath to those tight muscles. Walk yourself back up to sitting, and we'll find any comfortable sitting position, sitting either cross-legged or with your legs out to the sides, or whatever position, what other position is comfortable for you. All right, we're gonna flex the feet if your legs are straight out like mine, And we'll take your arms out to the sides, shoulders down, sitting up tall, thinking of lifting your rib cage up away from your pelvis, so creating length in the lumbar spine. Shoulders are down. We're just gonna slowly twist to your right. Inhale, scan the horizon. Exhale, untwist, come back to center. So we're moving slowly. Inhale, twist to your left. And exhale, untwist, shoulders down. So I'm mirroring you. Inhale, twist to the right. Exhale, center. Inhale, twist to your left. Exhale, center. Keep flexing the feet, get a little taller. Last one each side. Rotate, get taller, 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 and center. Wringing out your spine like you're wringing out a towel. And back to center. Let's take the hands behind you. Bend your knees. We'll keep the feet quite wide. And we're going to rock the knees side to side. See if you can take both knees to the floor on one side. And then same thing to the other side. Lubricating the hip joints. Getting a little bit of spinal rotation. And you might even feel a shoulder stretch. If you find yourself scooting forward, you can scoot yourself back. One more each way. All right, so we're gonna have the legs together now. I'm just turning sideways to show my spine. Again, we're gonna find that tall neutral spine, hands behind your thighs for now. Squeeze the knees if possible and press your feet down. We're gonna keep that straight back as we hinge back. Inhale, using the arms for support. Exhale, lift your spine up to vertical. And again, inhale, hinge back. Press your feet down, exhale, lift up. If you find that your feet are coming up, maybe you don't go as far back. Inhale, hinge back. Exhale, squeeze your inner thighs, lift through center. One more. And lift up. For a little more challenge, we'll reach the arms forward. Same thing in the spine. Inhale, hinge back. Squeeze your inner thighs a lot. Exhale, lift up. If that feels like too much in your back or your hip flexors, you can stay holding on. Inhale, hinge back. Exhale, lift. This time we're gonna just go about halfway back and hold. Squeeze the knees together. We will reach forward now. Palms down and pump your arms up and down. A little vigorous movement of the arms. Stabilize your spine and legs. Inhale for 5 arm pumps. Exhale for 5 arm pumps. Actively press your feet down into the floor. Hug your abdominals into your spine. Shoulders back and down. Now if you want a little more challenge, we can float one foot off the floor, squeezing the knees together. If this feels like too much in your back, you can always come more upright. And switch legs. Squeeze those knees together. Inhale. Exhale. And if you want a lot more challenge, you can hinge back further and lift both feet. Try and keep the chest open. Last breath, inhale. And exhale. Grab the thighs, set your feet down, open your knees. Sit up very tall, grabbing onto the shins, and then hinge forward. Tilting the pelvis forward. And take some deep, slow breaths here. Relax your shoulders again. All right, we'll come up. We're gonna warm up the arms just a little more. Hands behind you now, fingers pointing forward. And I like to have the hands quite a ways back. Your legs can be however is comfortable for you. We'll bend your arms as you inhale and push to straighten, exhale. Push-ups behind your back. Inhale, bend your arms. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend, exhale, press. So we get a little shoulder stretch as we come back and a bit of tricep engagement as we lift and straighten the arms. Spread your fingers wide to, again, protect the wrists. 4 more. Come halfway down, and we'll do little pulses. Push up an inch, come down an inch, up an inch, down, up and down. Grip the floor with your fingertips. Navel to spine, keep the chest lifted. Another 8, 7, 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the arms. Now bend your arms until you feel that shoulder stretch. You might have to walk the hands back a little further to feel more stretch, and we're just going to stay in this stretch for 2 more breaths. If it feels too icky, then come out of it. 1 more breath. And carefully walk yourself back up. All right, roll your shoulders back a few times. Again, lubricating the shoulders and shoulder blades. Reverse. Just working out the kinks. And come down onto your back, so reclining supine. Using the floor for support here. We should feel that our pelvis, rib cage, and skull are heavy into the floor. And we're going to take our arms up to the ceiling. Like you're holding a shoebox between your hands. We'll keep the head down. Reach your arms up to the ceiling as high as you can without lifting your head, so the shoulders are coming away from the floor. When you can't go any further, slowly lower your shoulders down. And even press the tops of your shoulders into the floor. Inhale, lift your arms up. Floating the arms, floating the shoulders. Exhale, slowly lower your shoulders. Pressing the shoulders down. Inhale, lift up. Spread your scapula along your back. Exhale, lower and push the shoulders down, broadening the collarbones in the front. Inhale, lift. Like your arms are just levitating. Exhale and lower. Last one. Press your shoulders down into the floor. We'll keep pressing the shoulders down and take one arm back, one arm forward. Scissor the arms. Float those arms back up. Other way. Inhale, scissor. Exhale, take the arms to vertical. Press your shoulders down as you do this. Inhale, scissor. Exhale, press down to lift up. Inhale, scissor. I'm pressing the tops of my shoulders down as I raise my arms up. Inhale, scissor, reach. Exhale, lift. The top of the arm goes down to lift the hands up. Down to lift up. Four. 3, slightly tuck your chin, open the back of your neck. 2. And 1 more. All right, let's take your hands to your belly. One hand above your belly button, one hand below. Make sure you're in that neutral spine so there's a little gap under your lower back. Keep that gap there. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, draw your abdominals away from both hands, pulling your abs down toward your spine. Maintain some of that engagement as you inhale. Deepen as you exhale, pulling your abs away from your hands in the direction of your spine. Inhale, maintain some of that engagement, so don't let the belly rise. Exhale, deepen your abdominals without changing the shape of your back, so I've still got that space. Maintain your engagement as you inhale. Deepen as you exhale. Keep the abdominals here, breathe in. Deepen your abdominal wall, breathe out. So we're going to try to get your abdominals to actually touch your spine. They won't, but we're moving in that direction. 1 more breath. Try to keep that engagement here. Bring your arms down by your sides, broaden your collarbones, and now press your lower back into the floor. So we're in that little imprint or pelvic tuck. Walk your legs to tabletop. Keep pulling those abs deeper and deeper with each exhale. And we're going to do our toe taps here. Lower your right toes toward the floor. Inhale. Exhale, deepen the belly to lift your knee up. Switch legs. Inhale, lower. Exhale, navel down to lift up. Inhale, lower the right toes. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower the left toes. Really push your ribs down, push your lower back down, and lift up. We're going to keep going with the legs. Take your arms up to the ceiling. If you find that your lower back is coming up, then maybe don't take your leg as low. Maybe limit the movement. Smaller movement. Keep pressing the lower ribs down, lower back down. The abdominals should be working hard, maybe even shaking a little bit. And we're gonna add to this, we're gonna take both arms back as you lower one foot. Exhale, lift it all up. Other side, inhale, reach the arms back, tap your toes down, exhale, lift up. Keep your back against the floor. So I'm using my abdominals to push my spine down against the weight of my arms and legs moving away from center. I'm laughing because I'm shaking. One more each leg. And hug your knees into your chest. Give your lower back a little stretch. Let's stir the knees in opposite directions. Yawn in your hip joints here. Reverse. All right, we're gonna take our legs back to tabletop. Bring your palms against the front of your thighs and let's flex the feet. Push your hands into your thighs, push your thighs into your hands, and again press your lower back into the floor. So we're pushing in all three directions for the count of 10. 9, 8, 7, push a little more, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees into your chest again. Gently rock the knees side to side. Massage your lower back against the floor. Let's do one more thing for the abdominals here. So we'll start with our leg to tabletop again. Point the feet, squeeze your knees. This time take your hands underneath your head or behind your head. Stacking the palms, or you can interlace your fingers. Lift your head slightly up into your peripheral vision. We're gonna keep the head down, but I like to have the hands behind the head for this. It engages our abdominals just a bit more. Press your lower ribs down, so actively pushing those ribs down. Press your head down into your hands. And we're gonna extend our legs or straighten the legs up to the ceiling. Again, your lower back is against the floor. We're gonna flex the feet and lower your right leg, inhale. Exhale, point your feet, lift up. Inhale, flex the feet, lower the left leg. Exhale, point the feet, deepen your abs, lift up. Inhale, flex, lower one leg. Exhale, point and lift. Keep pressing the head down. Inhale, flex and lower. Exhale, point and lift. Let's do that one more each side. Inhale, flex and lower. Exhale, point and lift. Inhale, flex and lower. Exhale, deepen the belly, lift. Now, both legs, we're gonna flex the feet. We're not moving nearly as far. Lower just a third of the way down. Exhale, point your feet, lift up. Without letting the lower back lift. Inhale, flex and lower, press your head down. Exhale, point and lift. Inhale, flex and lower. I'm pushing my lower back down. Exhale, point and lift up. One more. Inhale, flex and lower. Exhale, deepen the belly, lift up. Hold the legs up, take little circles, keeping your legs together. Maybe even lifting your pelvis slightly up as part of that circle. And move slowly, so I'm not using momentum for that, just those lower abdominals for strength. Reverse. Small, slow circles. Keep the lower back down. Maybe curling the tailbone up. Last one. Hug your knees into your chest and stir your knees in little circles. Again, massage your lower back. Reverse. Bring your right foot down to the floor. Hug your left knee with both hands. And I want you to press toward the inside edge of your right foot, so toward the big toe ball and the inner side of your heel. Broaden your collarbones, tuck your chin. Inhale here. As you exhale, lift your pelvis just an inch or two from the floor. Keep pushing to the inside edge of your right foot and stay and breathe for 8, 7, breathing normally, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down and switch legs. Left foot down, hug your right knee with both hands. And the foot that's on the floor, press to the inside edge of your foot. So big toe ball, inside of the heel. Inhale, prepare here, broaden your collarbones. Exhale, lift your pelvis up. We'll hold and breathe here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. A little different. Arms down by your sides. Let's take your right foot to the floor. This time, left leg to tabletop. Shoulder blades should be flat against the floor. Tuck your chin a little bit and actively press the arms down. Again, press to the inside edge of your right foot. We'll inhale. Exhale, lift your pelvis up. Perhaps going 3 or 4 inches. We're gonna hold and breathe here. 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep the hip bones level. 4, 3, press your arms down and slowly lower your pelvis down. Switch legs. Press to the inside edge of your foot. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, deepen your abdominals, lift your pelvis up. Hold and breathe. 8, 7, active through the arms, deepen the abdominals, level your hips. 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down. We're gonna switch legs again. One more time each leg, but this time extend your left leg up to the ceiling if possible. Inhale, press to the inside edge of your foot. Exhale, lift your pelvis, keeping the hip bones level. Stay and breathe. 8, 7, deepen your belly button. 6, 5, press through the shoulders, tuck your chin. 3, 2, 1, and float the pelvis down rather than collapsing, and switch legs. Last time. Press the inside edge of your foot. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift your pelvis. Wrap your abdominals around your spine. 8, 7, level the hips. 5, 4, press down through the arms. Tuck your chin, lengthen through the back of your neck. And lower your pelvis with control. Step both feet to the floor. Legs together now, so knees together. And again, shift slightly more weight to the inside edges of your feet. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, float your pelvis up. Maintain that neutral spine. Hold at the top, breathe in. Exhale, slowly lower down. So we're not gonna stay for as long. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, cinch the ribs, cinch the abdominals as you lift up. Squeeze your inner thighs, press to the inside edges of the feet, and exhale, lower down. Keep pressing down through the arms. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, lift up. Release the glutes to find more inner thighs. Hold it, inhale. Exhale, lower with control. Last time, inhale. Exhale, deepen the belly, lift your pelvis up. Release the glutes, find more inner thighs. Now lower your pelvis just halfway down, and then slowly lift the pelvis up. Lead from your tailbone, lower halfway down. Exhale, slowly lift up. Inhale, halfway down. Exhale, lift. 1 more. Halfway down. Exhale, lift. Deepen your abs, hold here, inhale. Exhale, slowly lower all the way to the floor. And let's open the knees, bring the soles of the feet together, butterfly your legs here. Take your arms up to the ceiling, and then grab your elbows and circle your arms around your face. Just moving the shoulders. You can avoid any areas that don't feel good. Reverse. Relax the belly, relax the legs. Keep holding onto your elbows, and now take your arms overhead, bringing one or both forearms to the floor behind you. Spread your rib cage wide as you inhale. Relax your neck and shoulders as you exhale. Take a few more breaths like this. Relaxing the abdominals, let the belly rise as you breathe in. And relax as you breathe out. And gently release, and let's roll to one side. We'll do some side lying work here, using your arm as a pillow, or you can use an actual pillow. We'll extend the top leg. Just holding this leg at hip height, we're gonna flex and point your foot here. Reaching your leg a little longer away from the top of your head, creating maybe a little bit of space underneath your ribs, underneath your waist. And we'll flex your foot. So we're gonna take some little circles of your legs, stabilize your pelvis. If you're unsure, you can always look, bring your fingers to your hip bone and keep that hip bone stable, perhaps in relationship to your ribs. Reverse. Can you move your leg without moving your pelvis? And make sure that leg moves behind you as part of the circle, getting the glute active. And now we'll hold this leg at hip height. Flex your foot a little harder, reach your leg longer, and we'll swing forward. Inhale. Point your foot, sweep to the back. Exhale. Inhale, flex your foot, swing forward. Exhale, point and swing to the back. Keeping your leg at hip height as you move forward and back. Again, stabilize your pelvis, ribs, and shoulders. Inhale, flex to the front. Exhale, point to the back. Let's take one more. Inhale, flex forward. Exhale, hold the leg behind you. Press that top hip forward and take little circles back here. Squeezing your butt, squeezing your glute. Reverse. Flex your foot, swing your leg forward, maybe pulling that top hip back a little ways, and take some little circles here. Reverse. And back to center. And let's straighten both legs here. So I'm going to hold the top leg at hip height. Draw your abs in quite a bit and flex both feet. We're going to lift and lower just the bottom leg. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. And if you want a little more challenge, you can take your top hand off the floor. It's going to challenge our balance. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Lift and hold. Keep that bottom leg lifted and take little circles. Circling the bottom leg, stabilizing the top leg. Keep pulling the abdominals in. They are our support right now. Reverse. Hold the bottom leg up. Keep it up. Lift and lower the top leg. Just a little up and down action. Floating the bottom leg off the floor. 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Let's place your top knee to the floor in front of you. And we'll lift and lower the bottom leg again here. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Draw your abdominals into your spine with each exhale. So connecting your abdominals to your inner thigh. Hold the bottom leg up, take little circles. Little circles here. Reverse, circling that whole bottom leg, working from the inner thigh. Hold the bottom leg up, pulse higher. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down. Let's drop both knees into a kind of a tabletop on your side. So we have the knees in front of your hips, and then the shins are parallel to your screen or to your mat. We're gonna open the top leg and close, parallel clamshell. Like you're opening one flap of a book. Keeping your pelvis stable, like your back is against a wall. So I'm not letting my hip fall back. And we're gonna take big knee circles now, drawing that knee behind you, forward, up, back, and down. How big a circle can you make with your knee without moving your pelvis? Or for the most part, without moving your pelvis. Reverse, yawning through your hip joint. Can you increase your range of motion just a little bit? Last 2. All right, we'll lower the legs down. Bring your feet back in line with your tailbone. Push yourself up onto your forearm, up onto your elbow, and lift up through the side ribs. Elbow under your shoulder, hand on your hip, and we'll lift the pelvis up. So we're in a little side plank action here. Keep this lift. Perhaps extend the top leg, and maybe you take some little circles of your leg here, stabilizing your pelvis. Keep breathing. Reverse. Ooh, gravity feels a little heavier. Hold this leg lifted, or you don't have to. Stay another 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knee, lower the hips down, and push yourself up on this side. We're gonna grab onto your shin, stretch up and over here, a little side bend. If you can, maybe reach out a little further. That'll work for some, not for everyone. One more breath here. And let's go to the other side. So lying down on your second side, using your arm as a pillow, or again, you're welcome to use an actual pillow. Slight bend in the bottom leg, extend the top leg. We're gonna flex and point this foot. As you move the foot, reach your leg away from the top of your head, like your leg is being pulled away from your hip socket, creating a little more length in your spine, a little more length in your waist. And let's flex this foot and take some little circles. Stabilize your pelvis as you circle your leg, wrapping your abdominals around your spine like a tight girdle or corset. Reverse. Make sure to bring that leg behind you as part of the circle. Hold this leg at hip height and we'll swing this leg forward. Inhale. Point your foot to the back. Exhale. Inhale, flex to the front. Exhale, point to the back. Inhale, flex forward. Exhale, point back. Keep drawing your abs in, especially as the leg goes behind you. And just one more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Hold the leg behind you. Press the top hip forward. Little circles of your leg, squeezing through that glute. Belly button to spine. Reverse. Squeeze that butt cheek behind you. And now flex your foot, swing forward, pull the top hip back, little circles here. Reverse. And we'll take this leg back in line with the spine, straighten both legs now. We're gonna hold that top leg at hip height, flex the feet, lift and lower the bottom leg. Exhale up, inhale down. Really pull your abs in a lot here. That is our support. If you want a little more challenge, you can take your top hand away from the floor, maybe to your hip or thigh. Hold the bottom leg up and we'll circle the bottom leg. Little circles. I'm circling my whole leg, so I'm starting from my upper thigh, not just the foot. Reverse. Hold the bottom leg up, keep the bottom leg lifted. Lift and lower the top leg. Oof, doesn't need to be very large. 3, 2, 1, lower down. All right, let's place your top knee to the floor. We'll keep the bottom leg straight. Lift and lower the bottom leg again here. Navel to spine. So connect your abdominals to your inner thigh, even just a little bit. 4, 3, hold it up, little pulses higher, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, little circles, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, reverse, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down. Let's draw both knees into a fetal or a tabletop-like position. 90-degree bend at the hips, 90-degree bend at the knees, and we'll open the top leg, opening one flap of your book. Exhale, open, inhale, close. These muscles are already pretty fatigued, or at least that's my experience. So if you're in the same boat, welcome. Let's take big knee circles. Lift, open, back and down. Forward, up, back and down. How large can you move your leg bone, your thigh bone, your femur, without moving your pelvis? Circumducting the leg. Reverse. Staying mostly stable in the pelvis, like 95% stable. Last one. And we'll lower the legs together. Keep your feet together, and we're gonna bring the feet back in line with your tailbone. Push yourself up onto your forearm, up onto your elbow. Lift through your side ribs and make sure that elbow is still right underneath your shoulder. All right, hand on your hips, shoulders away from the neck and ears. Lift your pelvis. Hold and breathe here. Or option to extend the top leg and take some little circles. Still lifting the ribs, lifting the waist. Breathing, reverse. Hold the leg up, hold the hips up, stay another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down, bending that knee. Come on up to your side, sit to your mermaid, grab onto a shin, stretch up and over. Perhaps reach that arm out a little further. If anything feels painful in the joints, like of your hips or your knees, then maybe come out of it. 2 more breaths. All right, let's come back to sitting. So we're gonna have the legs out in front of you, feet wide, hands behind you on the floor, and we're gonna sway the knees side to side. So repeating this from earlier, just rinsing out the hips. Can you get both knees to tap the floor? Maybe so, maybe not. Perhaps kind of thrusting one hip forward to get more of that shoulder and spinal stretch. One more each side. All right, again, find any comfortable seated position, whether cross-legged. You could even sit in a chair or extend the legs out in front of you. All right, we're gonna take our fingertips to the shoulders, relax the shoulders down, and bring your elbows to touch in front of you. And then squeeze the elbows behind you, or squeeze the shoulder blades together. Come forward and together, touch those elbows, and then reach it back as if to touch those as if to touch the elbows behind you. Forward and back. Spreading the shoulder blades as your arms come forward, spreading the collarbones as the arms go back. So you can think about stretching the back as the arms come forward, the front as the arms go back, or think about the squeeze that's happening. Squeezing the elbows, and then squeezing the scapula. One more. And let's take big elbow circles, as big a circle as you can make. Might turn into a different shape than a circle. Can you graze the elbows together, lift up, back, and down, reverse. How big of a movement can you create here? Still squeezing the scapula, still squeezing the elbows. Last one. And we're gonna circle the elbows back one at a time and kind of create a little bit of a figure 8 in your rib cage. And reverse. Back up to sitting. Let's take the elbows together in front of you. We're gonna take the pinky sides of the hands together. Lift your elbows up while still keeping the elbows connected. If that's not working, you can always take your elbows a little bit lower. We're gonna keep the elbows together, part your hands as far or as wide as you can, and then bring it back in. And again, bring the hands apart, squeeze those elbows together, and bring it in. 2 more. Open, 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 open. And 1 more. And release your arms down, roll your shoulders back. And roll your shoulders forward. Last little bit here, we're gonna tilt your head over to the right, keeping the left shoulder heavy. You might even reach those fingers down to the floor. staying here, or you can even bring your right hand to the side of your head, not so much pulling, just using the weight of your hand to increase the stretch. Imagine you could breathe into the side of your neck here like you had gills on the side of your neck. And we'll release that hand, draw your chin to your chest, and then roll up through the neck. Before we go to the other side, just slowly, gently turn your head from right to left, side to side. Being gentle here. Back to center. Now we'll stretch the other way, so tilting your head over to the left. Keep the right shoulder down, maybe bringing that right hand to the floor. Option to bring your left hand to the side of your head, not pulling, just using the weight of your hand to increase the stretch. If that's too much, then don't do it. Breathing into the side of your neck. Two more breaths. Keep your head here a moment, release your arm down. Draw your chin to your chest, so we're rolling the head forward. And then gently roll up through the neck. And slowly turn your head right to left. Take your time. Just getting some movement back into the neck. One more each way. And back to the center, and we're all done.